Hello guys, in this video we gonna be looking at the 10 most badass and OPMC in the anime. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Number 10 is Zane's wool gown in Overload. The anime begins with the overpowered Dempsey-ma manga deciding to log out as the server shuts down, only to find himself trapped as a powerful skeletal wizard in the world of Yggdrasil. Ain's wool gown is Nazaric's ruler and the last supreme being to have remained with them after their creators had abandoned them. Ain's is a cautious and frugal individual who will always try to plan ahead and control details. He gets pleasure from tinkering with his abilities to the point where he mindlessly brainwashes and murders people. Ain's does not consider humanity to be an enemy, but he will kill humans without hesitation in order to achieve his objectives. Number 9 is Shiba Tatsuya in the Irregular at Magic High School. Tatsuya, the anime MC, is ridiculously overpowered, possessing extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat abilities, and unique magical abilities. Tatsuya is a thoughtful and analytical person. His emotions are simply skewed in one direction, with one half of his body becoming particularly sensitive. He can easily and quickly categorize people into two distinct groups as a result of this: hostile and non-hostile. They wouldn't be able to distinguish between friends and enemies because they aren't sensitive. This will come in handy for his military and political careers, as well as anything involving conflicts, which is almost everything in life. His love for his sister is the only aspect of him that is perfectly natural, the only emotion that remains.
Oi! CAD を捨てろ! 聞こえないのか?
Number 8 is Tact Asahina in Tactop. Destiny, Tact is known for being blunt and outright and friendly. He also appears to be a little self-centered, as he prioritizes bringing music back to the world over eradicating the monster D2s. He also appears unconcerned about his surroundings, preferring to have only the necessities for survival around him. When Cosette pointed out that he had bugs in his food, he showed no concern. Tact's right arm has the ability to become a powerful weapon which can transform into a conductor's baton. Number 7 is Kazuya Kagami in Sugimomo. Kazuya is shown to be a good person who is mostly friendly with others, but he is less inclined to deal with matters or people who irritate him. He's a brave man, frequently stepping up and putting himself in harm's way to complete his mission as Kamioka's exorcist. Even Kaneka Kagami encourages Kazuya to have sex with Kira, indicating that his self-control is bordering on unhealthy. His mental strength is near inhuman, as he is subjected and tempted to all kinds of perverted situations on a daily basis by his partner Sugimomo. Kazuya possesses extreme combat talent, having been trained by his mother to be her successor as an exorcist and fight on par with her. Number 6 is Kyoma Mabuchi in Dimension W. Kyoma is a rough and antisocial character. Kyoma prefers to live in the past, with a fondness for vintage cars, simple and vintage clothing, and a dislike for coils. He is a skilled fighter and strategist who makes good use of his surroundings. In many situations, he is prone to resorting to violence. Kyoma rarely shows any emotion other than a frown, but there are some things that can make him show other emotions. He can't stand seeing children hurt, and he can be rash at times, especially when it comes to things like his Grendel comrades. Despite the fact that he lives in the past, he makes every effort to avoid it. He can be quite rude at times, but he can also be quite nice at other times, and he refuses to use violence against children, so he can be quite sympathetic to others. He's also open working with people he doesn't particularly like or care for. Kyoma is an expert fighter and hand-to-hand combatant. He can hold H. Number 5 is Sakamaki Izayo in Mondeji Taki. Izayo is a young man who enjoys solving problems with his sharp mind and impressive strength. and who enjoys a good fight. He is a surprisingly intelligent character, having deciphered all of the gift games presented in the anime. He is shown to be a bitter loser, as evidenced by the fact that Izio and Black Rabbit's gift game ended in a tie. Izio is the type to live by his own set of rules and morals, which include phrases like trample both the strong and the weak. Following this, he is ruthless towards anyone who stands in his way, whether it is a god, a comrade, or a demon lord. Number 4 is Yuji Kazami in Grishi no Kajutsu. Yuji Kazami is an overpowered and a badass transfer student who has just been admitted into Mahama Academy. Yuji is a reserved and cold man who has lived a life of violence. He is known for his sardonic humor and is unconcerned about other people's opinions. Yuji admits that he is not a brave person and that he frequently plans for contingencies before confronting the enemy. Yuji has a hard time killing anything living because of his PTSD from his childhood. This is partly due to Sako's safety pin, which he wore to prevent him from killing. While the safety pin remains in place for the majority of the series, it is demonstrated that the command can still be overridden to some extent. Justin Mike Mayer was able to temporarily override the command during his time with the Marines, allowing him to kill in order to protect his comrades. Yuji uses violence sparingly and inflicts only minor injuries on his opponents. Yuji just wants to live an ordinary high school life, but this dream may not come true, as this academy is quite the opposite. Number 3 is Yixu in the King's Avatar. Yixu is a glorious sports player. Yixu is concerned about the well-being of his close friends and teammates. Because he is blunt and speaks without filter, Yixu has a tendency to enrage others. He can be blunt and sarcastic at times. In situations where others might become enraged or frustrated, he does not. Whether it's waiting for a situation to arise or coaching a player, he's shown tremendous patience on numerous occasions. Awards mean nothing to Yixu. Yixu is not arrogant, but a real badass. Number 2 is Kusuo Seiki in the Disastrous Life of Seiki K. Kusuo is selfless, willing to put his own happiness aside for the sake of others. He despises being the center of attention, is quiet, and rarely speaks, preferring instead to project his words into the minds of others through telepathy. His power catalog includes telekinesis, mind control, memory alteration, pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, clairvoyance, time travel, and the ability to end a song on the karaoke machine with just a look. With such extraordinary powers under his pink head, it's no wonder that he struggles to hide his abilities in his everyday life, a feat which is only made more difficult with the abnormal people residing in it. Number 1 is Lelouch in Geese. Lelouch Lamperouch is the protagonist and anti-hero of the story. Lelouch is a former Prince of Britannia with an overpowered eye known as the Power Geese in the series. With his super powerful eye, he can take control of people's minds and command them to do whatever he wants. Lelouch is also a very intelligent character. He is cold and tactical in battle, and he is willing to sacrifice anyone, civilians or military alike. Lelouch is a brilliant strategist who exploits the strengths of his allies and exploits the weaknesses of his opponents. He's also very introverted, as he only seems to be himself around CC and Suzaku, but puts on a show in front of everyone else. That's it for this video, and I'll meet you in the next one. Please like and subscribe.